Okay, so I know the first couple of steps are a little wobbly, but hopefully you're starting to get the hang of this. The next thing we need to do, or the next foot we'll put in front of ourselves, is looking at authentication testing. And the easiest way to do this is we'll start off by first taking a look at different ways we try to reset passwords, either by guessing or social engineering, or even trying to crack the secret questions. Don't get me going on that one again. We'll also want to check the Remember Me mechanism that is implemented by looking at the HTML code of that login page. We'll then look for some authentication vulnerabilities by testing for logout and browser cache management. We'll see if it's possible to reuse a session after a logout. We'll also check to see if the application automatically logs a user out after a specific amount of time has elapsed, and that there isn't any residual data that remains stored in the cache. We'll also want to go through and take a look to see if there's any CAPTCHA vulnerabilities. We'll look at the parameters that are sent in addition to decoding the CAPTCHA value from the client to the server, and try sending an old decoded CAPTCHA value with an old CAPTCHA ID of the old session ID. And the hip bone's connected to the thigh bone. Basically what we're looking at here is to see if the CAPTCHA information can be recycled, just like our sessions. Our next step in authentication testing would be based off the fact if the client actually uses any type of multi-factor authentication. So we're going to check to see if their users hold a hardware device of some kind, as well as using a password. We're going to check to see if the hardware devices communicate independently and directly with the authentication infrastructure using additional communication channels. We'll then go through and attempt to force a race condition. That's where my grandkids start chasing me around the backyard. It's not a pretty sight. In reality, we try to make multiple simultaneous requests while looking at the outcome for unexpected behaviors, and then perform a code review to see if anything suspicious showed up.